So we're in the heart of Dry Creek Valley here, just outside the general store, and that's because we're on our way to our latest listing, which is 11250 Skaggs Springs Rd, which is just a few miles up here. And this listing it's a spectacular 55-acre lot that is being fully developed, so it's ready for somebody to start building literally today, which is incredibly rare around here. So we're going to jump in the car, head down Dry Creek towards Lake Sonoma, and then we'll head over to the lot and take a look at this amazing parcel that is now for sale. So I wanted to pull over here. We're actually at the base of Lake Sonoma here, and if you've not been to Lake Sonoma, there's amazing hiking trails, literally miles and miles and miles of both hiking trails and also trails for mountain biking. So this is probably 15 or so minutes from the lot that we're on our way to. But I just want to stop here because it really is a really special place. I mean, a lot of people who live in downtown Healdsburg, or in fact anywhere in Healdsburg, will often come here to go hiking at the weekend. So it really is a great sort of playground. In fact, they even have some disc golf set up over here if that's your thing. So, and you can come down here, you can have a barbecue, have a grill. Yeah, it's a great place. So we've driven up from Lake Sonoma and you go along Rockpile Road and then turn left onto Skaggs Springs. And the drive over here, I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. We've now arrived at the gates, and as you can see, one of the things that the owners have done, they've done a lot of land improvements on this property, like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And one of the things they've done is they've put in this really great gravel road onto the property. And this is one of the things to look for whenever you're considering purchasing a lot, is just thinking about the access road, because access roads can be incredibly expensive. In fact, this one is very expensive. But the great thing about this lot is the road's already there, grading's done. So in that sense, it's ready to go. But let's go and take a look at the lot. We'll look at the building pad that they've created and then talk a little bit more about the infrastructure that they've put in place. So this literally is ready to start building straight away. So here we are on the property, and all around me, I mean, it's literally 360-degree views all across the valley. This is obviously off Skaggs Springs Road, which if you follow Skaggs Springs all the way, you actually end up at the coast, it's actually a ride that I've done from Healdsburg out to the coast, which is spectacular. But imagine just building a house here, living atop of the knoll here, and just enjoying the privacy and peacefulness that this place brings, not to mention these just amazing views all around. And one of the things that the sellers have done is to do a lot of the hard work, and they've created what is almost a 2-acre building pad, which is incredibly unusual for a lot of this type, to have it be developed so far without it yet being built on. So the things that they've done is they've done the improvements on the roadway, created the driveway, which can be incredibly expensive. They created this building pad, and then they've also put in a whole bunch of additional services, which we'll talk about in a moment when we head up to the utility pad. But the other thing to mention about this area is you're probably about 30 minutes to Healdsburg. As I mentioned, we passed the Dry Creek store on the way, which is the nearest place to get provisions. But then you are so close to the ocean as well. So it's a great place. If you do want that peacefulness and tranquility, then you've got it. And literally 5 minutes down the road, there's a great winery, Gustafsson. So you can even go for a wine tasting with, hardly even needing to get in your car. So we've walked to the edge of the building pad, but bear in mind this property is 55 acres and the vast majority of it literally goes down over here. So there's so much separation between you and any neighbouring property. I mean, it really is quite spectacular with just the best building pad you could possibly imagine. So the other thing I wanted to mention is there's obviously a trailer here which is owned by the current owners. They would be willing to sell it. It's not included in the price. And to be honest, they've actually really loved just hanging out in the trailer while they've been doing all this work on the property. So when you are looking for a lot, there's 4 real key things you need to look for. is what's the sewer or septic system situation? What about water? What about electric? And then also propane or gas if you want that as well. This particular property, again, all the hard work has been done. They've done extensive work on the septic system, so it perks for a 5-bed home. And they've got full septic designs that have been designed by a civil engineer. And then the other things you need to look at for the electricity, and again, a lot of infrastructure has been put in place, and they've even built a utility shed up here. So what we'll do is go and take a walk up here, take a look at the electric system that's been put in, and also just go and check out the 4 5,000-gallon water tanks that they've already installed. So here we are at the utility shed, and one of the things they've already done is pay PG&E to put a power pole in here, and there's actually 200 amp electrical feeds here. So again, more power than you could ever want. And again, this sort of thing is not cheap. So all this work has already been done. And the other thing the owners have done is they've drilled a well and put in a well, which is 30 gallons a minute. And just bear in mind, you only need just over a gallon per minute per structure. So there's more water than you could ever know what to do with. And then what they've also done additionally is up here, they've installed a number of water tanks. So let's go and just take a quick look at those. So one of the things that you are required to do by code is have water storage on property, largely for fire suppression. And the owners here, they've put in 4 of these massive 5,000-gallon tanks. So typically in a well system, the water will be pumped out to the ground, and then it'll come up to a holding tank, and then you've got gravity feed down to the lot. So yeah, there's nothing left to do apart from envisage your amazing dream home out here in Skaggs Springs and bring your shovel and start building. That's all that's left to do. The only other thing which the owners have done is they've done extensive work on the soils. You need to get an engineer to do a soils report, and then you also need a topographic survey done. So that's also been done. So you have everything you need to start putting together your own specific plans. One thing they do have, and they've already designed, is the ADU. They were going to build an ADU first, so those plans are available as well. So if you are thinking about building your own home here in Sonoma County, then please do get in touch on 707-238-2112. We'd love to show you this lot, but also we can help educate you about some of the things to look for when you're purchasing a lot, and why a lot like this makes a ton of sense for somebody who wants to minimize the risk when it comes to purchasing a lot. And then we also do have an ebook which is 35 pages long, talking about everything you need to know about buying a lot, identifying a lot, and then the build process itself. We cover everything from designing the home, the cost of building it, as well as some of the key things to look for when you're purchasing a lot. So yeah, we'd love to meet you out here at this lot. So give us a call on 707-238-2112.